What would you say about anyone feeling anxiety about C-section or vaginal delivery? Because people gonna go all over the spectrum, and I think there really is a big anxious of that unknown.
Yeah. I think it's all about educating yourself and having a good conversation and relationship with your doctor or provider, to really discuss what those concerns are and what those fears are, so that you can be like, so those fears can be eased, right? So if you really have to like talk through the whole process, whether it's an induction process like you said you had, or if it's something more of, just like, oh, they had a friend that had a baby and it was bad and they tore and it was like mayhem and everything, or whatever it is, or their cousin, or even them themselves, they were at another hospital and they really didn't like how things went down. It's all about just communicating and being like, okay, these are my concerns. This is what I want to have happen this time. What support do I have? Doulas are very important. Some people really need them. Some people's support person don't provide a lot of support and actually provide more anxiety. And those are people you're like, okay, maybe we need to talk about who really should be in the room with you and helping you get that set up before you get to, the finish line, and you're like, oh yeah, actually I don't want you there, or I don't want my husband's mom there because she's crazy,
Right.
Or whatever. Or maybe you don't want your own mom there because she's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
You
Now,
know?
In this current climate, FaceTiming the doula, or because now you're managing multiple people's expectations and the realities of who can really come in and out. I know people have had a lot of success with doulas, and just as far as like keeping that environment calm and the stress levels down, like you just said. Are you down in North Carolina offering, like, allowing people to FaceTime additional support people, or is that?
So it's literally an actively changing thing, because a week ago doulas were allowed, and like yesterday they were like, okay, no doulas, only one support person. So it's like things are actively changing as we go. And I'm lucky that at the hospital that I deliver at, the nurses are really good and very involved and have like really calming spirits, and the patients have been really happy about that. So sometimes we'll bring in more nursing in order to kind of be the support people for the patient, and have them kind of get to know them a little bit better and spend time with them at the beginning of the process so that they feel good and comfortable. The FaceTiming, it's dependent, I think it depends a lot on the provider. Technically, our rules in the hospital are there's no videoing of any type whatsoever during the actual delivery itself. And that's most hospital policies. But the beforehand or calling shouldn't be an issue, or the FaceTiming before the actual delivery should be fine, like during the labor process. So I'm pretty sure we would probably be okay with that. But once it's actually time to like set up for delivery, then all of those things would unfortunately be turned off.
Got it. That makes sense. And that's a good point. The nurse, I didn't have a doula at my first, or any of my pregnancies, but my first pregnancy, I could not have done without the nursing staff. Like I was so blown away by how supportive and comforting they actually made that entire experience.
Yeah.
And then when I am during my second pregnancy, I had a nurse that was throwing off my in the room. Like I was like, she was making me more anxious, and I had to gather up the courage. I kept telling my husband, I'm like, I every time she comes in this room, I skyrocket. And so he stepped in, was like, what can we do here? But I think it is important to be vocal at it. I think it is important to lean on them and use that. So I think that's really great tip, especially in this environment.
Yeah, for sure.